Coach Gaz here with the Juggernaut Thought, giving you some bonus background. Oh, look at that lighting. Is that good lighting or is that bad lighting? I don't know, but it's a nice view. Hey, so this is my thought. So recently posted a photo on my social media, my Facebook really. I posted a photo on my Facebook and my Instagram with me and my 3-year-old son, Giddy, in a muscle pose, which looks something like this. That's of his creation, not my creation. And we took that picture just before we went for a run. Now he's 3 years old, turning 4 years old early next year. And yeah, so it was Saturday afternoon. The family was around. He'd had a nap in the afternoon, and he was a bit sluggish and a bit blur. And I was planning to go out for an afternoon run, and I was like, "Hey kids, do you want to come with me?" And he was like, "Yeah," and he perked up. So we ran a 2.9k lap around the block, and well, we traveled to 2.9k, and Giddy ran 2 kilometers of that. The only time we stopped were for the following reasons: to hold hands crossing the road intersections, road safety, to stop and blow the dandelions, which he calls bubbles. We had a quick look at the Dragon Castle as we kind of jogged by, and for Giddy to chat up grown women and tell them that they look like his auntie. Kid has more game than me. He's 3 years old. He's got more game than I've had in my entire life. So there you go. So while he was doing that, I was just standing awkwardly by, not sure what to do, because I'm a dog. But this is the thing. So I told some people about it. A lot of people actually saw it, and they were asking me, they're like, "How do you get your kid to do that? Like, how my kid doesn't want to do that?" And we're not a sporting mad household. Like, I'm in the fitness industry, but it's not about, it's not mad about sports here. But Giddy's been aware of what I do, and I always tell him when I go to work, and I think this can apply for any job and any parent, is I tell them I go to help people, and I genuinely do. I go to help people with their movement, I go to help people with their lives, I go to help people with their fitness, and he's aware that when I go to work, I go to help people, and that's a really cool thing. He's also aware of when I go work out and I do training runs. I do a lot of my workouts here at the Vault at Juggernaut, but my training runs I tend to do on the weekend, because I have not a little bit more time, but it's a nice space for me to get away, and I can kind of block out a little bit of space, and I've got a lap that I run, which is the one we run. And so I invited him out, and he's aware of the running that I do, and I always come back and I always tell him why I went for a run and what the purpose is and how I enjoyed it, and that kind of seeps in. And then when I asked him to go for a run with me, it was just an invitation. It was just an invitation, and I invite him to go for a run every week from daycare. So I pick him up from kinder on a Wednesday. I'm always in a hustle, because I get there just before closing time, and I run up there generally, and then I pick him up. We have a little of a play, he shows me around, and then we race back home about 700 meters. So every week we have a race, and I'll make the race as fun as possible. It's a little bit of like, "I'm winning, you'll never catch me," and he's a bit like, "I'm gonna get you," and then he'll run around me, cut me off, and then the cycle will continue all the way home. And that's mostly what happens. So when we went for this run, that was how it went. Like the whole 2Ks, it was a bit of like, "I'm winning," and he's like, "No, I'm winning," and then I'm like, "Haha, you'll never catch me," and we made it fun. And you add that into the other elements, and it turned out to be a really nice thing. I want my kids to have a positive relationship with exercise. Now, if you don't have kids, this is still relevant, because so many times when we go to exercise, we think about the grind, we think about the sweat, we think about like it's always got to hurt, it's always got to be tough, we've always got to battle against everything, like it's got to be a grind. It doesn't have to be that way, right? You can find ways to make it fun. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be playing games all the time, but you find ways, if you're present in the process, you can find ways to enjoy it, you can find ways to make it an experience, and you can find ways to make it an adventure. That's how you get consistency and continuity and compound the effects of your fitness program. Make it something that you will enjoy. Make it an adventure, make it an experience, and instead of forcing